Hello, good morning, how are you? Still not organised at all. Just getting set up. But thought, why not just stream it? Give people, give the thousands and thousands of people a chance to come in. So, today we're going to be departing Sherburn in some very sketchy looking conditions, and we're going to be chatting about various topics which then will be edited up into mini videos that will be used on the new community website which we're making for Vax, and eventually will be used on social media platforms, other things, so on and so forth. So it's going to be a bit of a chat while I'm flying sort of stream. I figured why have just a plain background and my amazing voice when we could be doing something fun, flying around, having a look at things while chit-chatting away. So that's the plan. So we're going to go out of Sherburn. I'm not really sure. I've not really given it a whole lot of thought, to be honest. So if anybody has any suggestions, you are more than welcome to say said suggestion. Can't even speak today, as usual. Let's clear some of this up. Right, give me a second. Right, okay, I'm back. So where should we go today? We are here at Sherburn, and it's a nice centralised location, to be honest. So, got a couple of hours. Could head up to the coast. I do like flying up the coast because I do know this area quite well. Could fly up to the coast, past the Humber Bridge, which is always nice to see, and then up the coast to Filey and Scarborough, and then come back down North Yorkshire moors. Hi, Matteo, how are you? And then, yeah, just like I say, just gonna be chit-chatting, probably boring you on to death, but editing the video up then into Newcastle. Yeah, we can go to Newcastle, and give us a chance to transit some Class D, which would be fun. Go up through Teesside. Yeah, we'll go up the A1. Follow the A1 up. Go up to. Hang on, where is the A1? We have to move it to. Oh, there it is. Oh, why is it saying? Oh no, it says. Why is it? Oh, it's just there's a tiny little road right next to it. Yeah, yeah, we'll go up there. We'll do a transit of Teesside. chat to myself like a psycho, pretending to be both ATC and me. And then, yeah, we'll land at Newcastle. And then maybe we'll do some touch and goes and go over to the lakes. We'll see, we'll see. There's no dead certain. Let's get a flight plan sorted out then. So we'll go up there. We'll go there. We'll go over the top of Durham Teesside. Why not? We'll exit over there. We'll probably rejoin at Durham. We'll go Tie Bridge. What's the weather like at Teesside? Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. Teesside, no. Newcastle. So we got a ceiling of 700 feet, that's because the clouds are broken. And then 258, 230, 200, 300, marine, 10k more, 1700. 18 degrees, that's a bit warm for me. Bit warm for me is 18 degrees. And then down here at Sherburn, they reporting 900. Yeah, we'll see. And where are we? We're here. So we're here at Sherburn, look. So just so you roughly know, so we're going to go up here, and then to there. Okay, let's get this flight plan sorted then. So we'll save it as a thing. F, yeah, that's fine. And then we'll go to the Virtual Aero Club's website. We'll go to Flight Planning Tool and we'll load it up. What did I say? F I said, didn't I? F. There it is. We'll be going Whiskey Golf. Oh, it's telling me the weather's a little bit crap, look. It's marginal. BFR. And then we'll say, we'll click that, that loads it in here, and then we'll just put some. Didn't have the microphone on, like a noob as usual. I don't know. Right, so hopefully you saw me do all that on the Aero Club website, set up the flight plan and import it into IVAU. Right, let's get the plane started up then. Oh, better actually get the yoke and put it in position, hadn't I? Did that the other day, you know, set off to do a flight. Just put the throttle quadrant thing onto the desk and then got the yoke, dragged the yoke forward, but then forgot to clamp it in position. So when I took off and I pulled back on the yoke, the entire yoke came flying at me and hit me in the stomach. Which I'm quite fat anyway, so it didn't really get anywhere near the rest of me. But yeah, let's clamp this thing in. Not organised as usual. Too many things going on in my head. Right. Let's borrow that. Let's put the nav lights on. So let's put the mixture up to full. Open that a little bit. Put the fuel on. Go 1, 2, 3. So let's have a look at the engine this time, and we will go ignition. Oh, it started first time today. No. Parking brake's not on. Rookie mistake. The brakes work at least. Right. So, as I said, the plan is to fly over to the A1, M1, just follow that up to Newcastle, basically, as best we can. Let's set the Squawk 7000. Because Squawk 7000 is the VFR conspicuity squawk for uncontrolled airspaces, as we all should know. Let's put the beacon on. Let's put some taxi lights on, why not? Panel lights on. I do like things a bit lit up. wonder what runway's active at Sherburn. Let's have a look. So, little nav map is saying the wind's at 270. Oh, 220. So we'll do 24 since we never at 24. Let's go to 24 then. Right, off we go. Let's have a little look. Nope. Come on. Let's have a little look that way. Little look that way. We are clear to go. Oh, should we chat to ourselves even more, be even more crazy, and do both parts of the ground? Why not? Let's do that. Cause yeah, let's do that. Okay, Sherburn Radio. Good morning, Golf Alpha. Well, Aero 3 Quebec on the grass parking requesting aerodrome information, and then they would say something on the lines of Quebec, hello, information, runway 24's in use, left-hand circuits, QFE will be 1009 if the QNH is 1010, and whatever other relevant information they have to pass, then I would say, Sherburn Radio, Quebec, thank you, we taxied now to the active runway 24, and then they'd just say, Roger, because that's what they love to say. It's a favourite thing to say. Ground is Roger. Roger Radio. And then we taxi out, and then what we do when we get to the holding point, we would give them another call, tell them when we are ready for departure, and then they would tell us any relevant information about any of the traffic in the area, any traffic that's on final, etc., and so forth. And then they would. That's it, to be fair. Then with the information that they provide us, it's up to us to make a decision if it's safe to take off or not then. So if they said to us, for example, there's a light aircraft on reported final, then we'd have to have a look at that light aircraft. If we could see it and think, yeah, we can get out, we can do it. If we can see it and we go a little bit close, we'll just wait and make sure it's perfectly safe. So, yeah. Okay, let's spin it into the wind, and nice. Okay, mute. Okay, Sherburn Radio, we are ready for departure at Bravo 2. And they'd say Aero 3 Quebec, no traffic in the area, surface winds, whatever. And yeah, I'd just say thank you and just head taking off. And then they'd just say Roger again, really. Nice and simple. Let's get a little bit of trim. Let's get one notch of flaps. Let's get a little bit of trim up. Nice, that should be enough. And then we will taxi onto the grass. So the first topic for, as I said, this stream's going to be about making little videos for the virtual aviation community website, which is going to be a centralized website between virtual aero clubs and virtual air connect. It's going to be like a hub that we're going to recruit people to, and then they'll be able to get all the information, so on and so forth, and then yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, we've not turned the alternator on, just a bit of a stupid thing to do. We're chatting, put the landing lights on, and okay, we are. Oh, let's set the car to the right thing, because that's always annoying. Alright, so according to little nav map, we're facing 238. Right, 238 is. What do we reckon? That's about 230. 230. So that's about 238-ish. That's near enough, I think, in it, right? Okay, let's give it a little bit of power. Let's get the brakes off, and then let's get rolling. Good and messed yourself now, since you're all watching. You'll end up upside down. How embarrassing. Yeah. Let's give it a bit more power. Get the wind's really strong. Okay, hold it on the rudder with my dodgy legs. 50 knots, rotate. Okay, nice. Keep it about 50, 55, 60, get a little bit of height. Let's head to my feet off the rudder. Okay, we're going to dip the nose a little bit. Now we're a little bit off the ground. 60 knots. We're going to bring the flaps up, and then we're going to pitch to about 70 knots, and we're going to keep climbing at about 70 knots. Nope, that's 60 knots. Where are we? Not at the railway line yet. There's the railway line. Just coming up. About 70 knots. We're looking alright. So there's the railway line there. There's the road. We're going to make a little bit of a turn just to go through the gap in these two villages. We're going to carry on climbing up to 1,000 feet. A little bit fast. Let's get a bit of height, lose that speed. Okay, so as I said, the first topic is going to be air law. So in the real world, it's all about medical certificates and licenses and insurance. In the virtual world, we don't have to pass a medical, thank God, because let's face it, half of us would not pass a medical. In the virtual world, it's mostly just about simulating the height. So over a congested area, so i.e. a city or a large town, you've got to be 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle within 600 meters of the plane. So if you've got a tall building and the tall building is 600 feet tall, you've got to be 600 feet, you've got to be 1,000 feet above that, i.e. 1,600 feet. If you're flying like we are now in the countryside, you've got to be 500 feet above any building, person, vessel, so on and so forth. That's basically it. That's all there is to it, to be honest. That's a very brief, simple... Where's the wind turbines? They're over there, look. That's a very simple description, but that's basically it. You know what I mean? So 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle in your congested areas, and then 500 feet everywhere else, basically, unless you're landing and taking off, and there are some exceptions, aerial work, police, helicopters, air ambulance, things like that. Yeah, that's basically air law. Okay, next is we're going to discuss METAR, because METARs are so much fun, but I got to be on autopilot to do that, so we'll skip METARs actually, and we'll go on to talking about... Probably shouldn't be flying when I'm trying to discuss this, should I? Is my microphone still on? It is nice. I'm getting good at this streaming. Professionalism. Let's get a bit of height. And the A1 is just over here. Right, so VFR minima is basically... In order to fly VFR, you've got to see, because it's visual flight rules. So you need to be within certain weather conditions to be able to fly VFR. So the standard is, if you're above 10,000 feet, you've got to have 8 kilometers visibility. You've got to be 1,500 feet away from the clouds horizontally, and 1,000 feet below above the clouds vertically, and the difference then is below 10,000 feet is it reduces to 5 kilometers. So that's it. Above 10k is 8, below is 5. The exception to this is if you're in class D. That's the A1 there, look. Just there. So just follow that now. The exception to that is if you're in class D there and you're below 3,000 feet above mean sea level and below 140 knots. Visibility is still 5k, but you can be clear of cloud and in sight of the surface. In class G, it's again below 3,000 feet, 140 knots or less. Visibility can be 1,500 meters, clear of cloud and in sight of the surface. So we are in class G at the moment. We're in sight of the surface. We're clear of cloud So we are perfectly legal flying in these conditions, even though it's a little bit misty over there. Look, if we went that way, i.e. over where I'm looking now, we couldn't. We'd have to go a lot lower. We could possibly still maintain, because we can be. There's nothing really here to be 1,000 feet over, so we could possibly drop down. But yeah, it's very dodgy. Because we're at 1,400 feet now, and it's look, it looks very low. So yeah, going this way, we're perfectly fine. Nice. Right, I'm sorry I rabbited on and bored you on. Anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. I'm by no means an expert, but writing all the documentation, I have learned quite a few cool things. So yeah, feel free to ask, or if you have any questions about, well, anything really, VAX, or, well, I say VAX, but VAX is like 3 separate things now. It's Virtual Aero Clubs, Virtual Air Connect, and Virtual Aviation Community. Bit of a mouthful, that last one, but... Oop, ding, phone beat. This weather up here is not looking very good, is it? It's not looking the best. So we may have to make a decision if we're going to go on top, and then hope we can drop back down somewhere up north. Now the visibility up north, it said broken clouds, 1,600 feet I think it said. Yeah, I think it said broken at 1,600 feet, so I hate when it does this. I do like track IR, but it does do some weird things sometimes. Yes, we may have to go. We may have to go above the clouds, and hope we can get back down. See how it goes. It's looking a little bit sketchy, isn't it? It's not looking great. But it looks like there's enough gaps for us to get above, so maybe that's what we can do. So at the minute I'm writing the information on squawk codes. So squawk codes are a 4-digit number ranging from 0000 to 7777. Particular squawk codes have particular meanings. 7500 is unlawful hijacking. Do not abuse that on any network. That is normally forbidden. I don't know about VATSIM, but on IVAO it's forbidden, so don't use it ever. 7600 is the radio failure, and 7700 is the general emergency. 2000 is the uncontrolled IFR, 7000 is the uncontrolled VFR, 7010 is the circuit squawk code in the UK, and yeah, that's squawk codes. So if I'm right in thinking, I don't know if you're still there, Jake, or not, but if I'm right in thinking, I think the general aviation part of Newcastle's on the south side, isn't it? So we may stop, pick up some fuel and fly somewhere else, or we may just land there. I don't know yet, to be fair. But this weather is a little bit concerning. I'm gonna start climbing, I think. Try and get above it, maybe. It looks nice, but let's get a bit of power. Let's put some power in. That's gonna increase the pitch upwards, and that should just climb us with power alone. We can try and maintain about 90 knots, so we'll retrim for 90 knots. There we go, that'll do. No touching of any joysticks or yokes, just a little bit of more power, a little bit of trim. get ourselves above this cloud layer, see what it looks like up above. We may have to turn back, and hopefully this massive gap's still going to be here. We'll see. Yeah, when the cockpit view moves around, it's because I'm getting a drink or blowing my nose or something weird's going on. So we should be able to clear that cloud before we go in it, which is fine. And then we've got to be 1,000 feet above it. So what I normally do for that is GA at Newcastle South Side next. Nice, thank you, Jake. I thought it was. And then yeah, so what I normally do is when I'm passing above the clouds, look out the window, go right. Top of the clouds are there. I'm about level with them, and I'll climb 1,000 feet above that. Nice and simple. Just add a little bit more trim. Just add a little bit more power. And then make sure we do get above these clouds. Just add all the power that we've got. Which isn't much in the 152, but that's a bit of a steep climb, but we're doing alright. We're still holding about 90 knots-ish. 95, let's trim down a little bit. We're losing a bit of speed. What the heck's that there? Is that a hill? That must be a cloud. Must be a shadow of a cloud. Looks like a mountain top. I love clouds. I know that's a weird thing to say, but I do love clouds. Oh, I do like flying VFR. So much fun. Look at that view. Stunning. I don't even know where we are in the world now, because I've obviously veered off, but I know the A1 goes roughly north. As long as I stay going roughly north, we're going to be alright. Okay, so the cloud, I think I'm about level with the top of the clouds here. That's about 3,000 feet, so if I go to about just, well, maybe a little bit more actually. We're definitely breaking VMC laws now, I think, because we're almost touching this cloud, but we are climbing. Let's climb a little bit more. So I reckon about 3,500 is about the top of this section. And then let's go up to about 4.5, and then we should be good. Yeah, if we keep tracking north, then I think we'll be pretty much okay, because I know the A1 does sort of branch off to the left a little bit. You get up past Harrogate, it just sort of go left around leaving, then it comes back, but we should be okay. We can look at a little nav map if we get really lost, I suppose. Takes the fun out of it a little bit, but we don't have any GPS or anything in this one, which is extra fun. Let me lock the view, so hang on, let me get it in a good spot with my head locked. Nice. Let's see where we are on a little nav map, shall we? Let's have a quick look while we're just climbing out. Ah, so we're there, look. Bro Bridge or something, never heard of it. So yes, so you see the A1 sort of goes around, but we're going straight. We're more or less on track anyway, so if we keep tracking... let's have do some quick maths. Well, not math, let's do a quick calculation with a cheeky calculator that I use. So, right, we are going... No, get back that way. Get back that way. So we're going about 95 knots, let's say, on the cruise. We're going 95 knots. 95 knots, and it says from where we are here to that VRP is 15.3. So it's 15.3 and 95. So about 10 minutes we should be over this VRP here. So what time is it now? let me set a start. Oh, I've got a stopwatchy thing on this York. Oh, how do I do it? There we go. Is that doing it? Yeah, so when we got 10 minutes on the York, we'll have a look at a little nav map and we'll see if we are over that VRP. And we'll see, well, that's if I don't forget. Yeah, we're going to have to go a lot higher than what I thought we were going to have to go. Look at how pretty it is up here. I do enjoy flying VFR below the cloud, looking at all the scenery stuff, but at the same point, I do really enjoy being on top of the clouds. Look at this. This is stunning. This is like so pretty. I'm turning my head forgetting that I'm not on, I locked the camera. Look at that. Look at this. So stunning. Nature is so amazing, isn't it? Okay, we're just drifting off course a little bit, so let's just go back to north. Get a little bit of height. We probably are 1,000 feet. It's really hard to tell. We probably are about 1,000 feet. We'll keep climbing. We'll go to about 6,000 feet, and then we need to check if there's any class A. No, so we're good at 6,000. That would take us above Durham's class D, to be fair. So yeah, we may just climb above it, go over the top of it. See what the weather's like when we get there. I would like to drop back down and transit it, but we'll see. We will see. Time will tell. Okay, let's bring the power back a little bit, and we will just need to trim up. Bit of power, no, wrong lever, more power back. Maybe about 2,200, 2,300 RPM. We're just going to retrim, and for level flight, but it should be quite smooth up here. It'd be quite choppy underneath the clouds, I would think. So, okay, we trimmed quite nice there. 2,300-ish RPM. 85 knots. That's going to mess up his calculations, but we should be alright still. We should be close anyway. If we give it an extra minute, then we should be close. Let's have another look about. Oh, look at that. Look at this side's even better. Look. Let me go down a little bit. Look at that. Very picturesque. Very nice. Page 509, looking in the Pooley's book for any information on Newcastle that they have that might be of use to us. Let's have a little look. So, 509, Newcastle. Oh yes, GAA print. Yeah, so it's the second. What did I say the wind was at Newcastle? So we can find out on little nav map. Like we can double click that and it'll tell us here. So yeah, so it'll be 2.5 then. Yes, that's fine. And so it's going to be, don't get turned. Why you drift? Oh, look at how far we've drifted. We're not paying attention. Let's turn back. Okay, let's go a little bit past north this time. There's more clouds getting a little bit higher over there. We aim for that little gap. That might allow for a little bit of drift. Let's get the wings level. Nice, okay. No information on the circuits. Training, no training. No fly training, including training circuits, go-arounds and landings are permitted between 2 and 5. Okay. And we're drifting again. Drifting. That's a song, actually. You're probably all too young to even know. Looks like... Ooh, nice. That'll be fun. Probably not for him, but it'll be fun for me. It'll be interesting. There's nothing else. Oh, looking at this, the XU's got a lot of pre-exams coming up. 30th Friday, they've got one Friday, one Saturday, one Tuesday, one Wednesday, so yeah, if you can fly, then do so, help them out. Right, let's have a look at what am I doing. I don't know what I'm doing, I never do. Newcastle. Alright, let's tune in to Newcastle then. Let's have a look. Get it the right way around, that would be helpful. Newcastle, Newcastle, Newcastle. Tower is that one. So 119705. So 119705. Okay, that's tuned on standby. When we get close. And I won't look where we are down there. I just want to have a look up here. So yeah, so we'll call him just right here. Yeah, done. We were at 7 minutes, but we have been like zigzagging all over the bloody sky, so that's not going to really be helpful, is it, to the timing? But we need to avoid that high point. We need to go through that gap there, look. And then hope we can find the gap to drop back down after Durham, ideally. Yeah, we need to drop back down after Durham. Do we have any NDBs or VORs or anything at Newcastle? I should know this, but I keep forgetting. Oh, we got one NDB. We got 352. Let's get that tuned. 352. Nice and easy. We'll see what that does when we get a little bit nearer. That might help us. Yeah, I think I went to grab my drink and I think I caught the tilde key, and that sends you up 1,000 feet in chunks. So, yeah, slight mistake there, but never mind. Okay, let's have another look around. Why not? Because it's so pretty. Oh, I just broke my neck. Pretty. But I tell you what I'm not seeing, and I don't know about you all, but I'm not seeing many gaps. Are you? I am not seeing that many gaps. Let's have a look at cloud cover chart on the Met Office, maybe, see if that gives us any inclinations. Let's have a look. Met Office. Let's have a look. EGNT. Ooh, strong winds. Okay, so let's have a look at this. What date's today? 29th. Oh Christ, look at that, it's becoming. So in between 9 o'clock and 12 o'clock today, they're forecasting the wind is gonna be slowly increasing up to. Am I crashing? No, it's all good. The wind's going to be slowly increasing from that 240 at 4 up to 17 with gusts of 30 in a Cessna 152. Okay, it is pretty much down to runway barrel, so we should be good. And then it's going to be rain, broken, and then it's going to be dropping. It's going to be dropping to 4,000 with rain and drizzle, broken at 800. Bloody idea with Newcastle. Who suggested Newcastle? It makes it fun and interesting, doesn't it? Right, cloud cover. Where's the one of these? I'm sure has it. No, I don't know which one it is now. I forgot. I've not used this website for ages. I think maybe it's just a normal Met Office. Yeah, Newcastle upon Tyne, and then if we go, I think it's this thing in it. So if we go here and then we go to clouds, there's a gap there. Look, there's a gap there. So there is a couple of gaps. Obviously, they might not be there by the time we get there, but yeah, there's some little gaps. I'm sure we're going to be fine. Shall we? Oh Christ, we're flying straight for a cloud now. We're breaking the law. We are breaking the law. Luckily, I am instrument rated, so it's okay. So I am instrument rated. Okay, let's see if we can get out of this. See if we can just turn out of it maybe first. The secret is don't let yourself get disorientated. Use the instrument so we can see what bank I've got on the turn. There, look, we can see that I'm just descending a little bit. Now I'm, and here we are, look, we're out of the cloud. We're out of the cloud, so we should be. I know gaps. Okay, let's check little nav map, see where we are, because we've gone past that. It's 13 minutes. I'm not surprised. Okay, so we are way above Durham's controlled airspace at 6,000 feet, the upper limit. The question is, the risk is, right, here's the risk. And I'm going to let you decide, because this might be fun, right? So one of you can decide. Do we drop through one of these gaps and have a look and see if we can carry on VMC below the clouds? Or do we continue on top of the clouds and hope to find a gap nearer to Newcastle? So the first person that types anything in the chat, that's what we're going to do. I'm not going to wait 3 days, but I'll give it a minute, and then if nobody's said anything, we will decide myself. Okay, sorry, my son just came in, so I'm just saying good morning to him, telling him to go away the nice way. Okay, drop below the clouds, let's go. Gonna bring the power back. So, that's a nice looking gap just to our 11 o'clock. Bring the power back. Aim for about 500 feet per minute. Add a little bit of power, yes. That is my name, yeah. Add a little bit of, add a little bit. How can you not know my distinctive, amazing sounding voice? Can make smooth jazz sound not smooth. No, I wish I did. I hate our sound, but what can you do? Right, let's look. Ooh, there's a gap there. Let's go for that one. Actually, that's bigger. That's much better than that one. Let's go over there. It's just adjusting the power. Just to get that 500. Not touching the yoke at all. Well, to turn, obviously I was, but now I'm just let go of the yoke and I'm just adjusting the power to try to achieve that 500 feet per minute descent rate that I want. But you gotta be slow. Ah, no worries. No worries. Yeah, it's totally my mistake. Okay, so we're gonna descend. So we're heading east. We're gonna be heading towards the coast. Okay, let's. We may need to go a little bit quicker descending here, but we'll see how we get on. Let me just refresh this because it's. I hate watching the stream. I don't know if I pause it, if I'll still see the chat or not. I don't really know how it works, to be honest. Okay, we'll do a couple of little shallow turns just to increase the track miles. So let's just check where we are in relation. So, okay, we are going to be descending into controlled airspace. So we are tickling. We're going to be in it in a minute because we are 6,500 feet. So obviously nobody's online, but if somebody was online, you'd just contact them up. I mean, whatever the call sign would be, I've no idea. Durham radar, Durham approach, whatever. I mean, good morning, Aero 3 Quebec, requesting basic service and transit. And then they'd probably say standby, and then blah blah blah, give me a squawk code, they'd give me, they'd tell me to pass message. At that point, I would say something along the lines of Aero 3 Quebec, 150, Cessna 152, Sherburn to Newcastle, currently 7,300 feet, descending, requesting to descend, well actually no, I'm outside controlled airspace now, so yeah, currently 7,200 feet, descending to 2,000 feet, and requesting to transit the Durham controlled zone. And that's basically that, and they'd come back and they'd either say yes or no, they'd give me a clearance limit, or they'd give me additional instructions, you know, like you clear the transit in the Durham control zone, right, ooh. The ooh was the clouds there, look at that, we're not getting below them. We are not getting below them, look. So, okay, so, yeah, we're not getting below them. So, at this point, the controller might say something along the lines of, clear the transit, the Durham T-Valley control zone, whatever it's called, on current track, not above altitude 2,000 feet. You could come back and you could say unable to remain VMC, requesting to cross flight level 55, for example. So that's what we're about now, and they'd either say yes or no. We're going to go across at 55. Might get a little glimpse of the airport if we're lucky. Let's put some power back in and let's get ourselves leveled off. Yeah, there's a small chance we won't be able to land at Newcastle, but we'll see. As I say, it is a simulation, so we can just change the weather if we really have to. Or I am instrument rated in the virtual world, so I can land without seeing if I need to. Okay, I'm going to climb a little bit because we need to get above these clouds to remain VMC and legal. Because remember, we've got to have 5k visibility in front of us, and we've got to be 1,000 feet vertically away from the clouds and 1,500 feet horizontally to be able to fly in Class D airspace VMC, which we're about doing. As I say, not an expert. If you want to watch an expert, go find a real pilot, not a pretend virtual one. Loads of them out there, like the Flame Reporter, for example. Terry, short fields, very good YouTube content. Found a new guy as well that were flying down out of Southampton. Forget his name, but he seemed quite a nice guy. But we're over something nice. Look at this. I like the shapes sometimes. Things. I wonder when they're designing like that housing estate over there, if they plan it in a way that it makes a nice shape, or they don't think about that. Some sort of school in the middle of it or something. I know, I'm strange, but what can I say? So we're going to get round this big bit here, and then we're going to make a turn to the right. So there's a big river down there. Can't be at Newcastle already. Is there a river at Durham? I don't want to look at a little nav map, but I might have to, because I'm not actually sure where I am. Yeah, Newcastle and Durham is not a place that I know that well. Obviously I control Scottish, but I don't see the topography and stuff, you know. I don't know the landmarks and things. There's definitely a river down there. There probably is a river at Durham, isn't there? But we've got a little bit of water. The clouds just magically shifted and the water went away. It's nice. Just slightly climbing. Yeah, next time I say I'm going to fly somewhere and you say I'm going to ignore you, Jake. I really am. I'm only messing. It makes it interesting, you know. Just flying in a straight line is boring as hell. I don't understand people that fly. Obviously, I'm not talking about the airliners and the jets and the IFR stuff. That's the whole point, you know. I'm talking about people that fly VFR just in straight lines. Middlesbrough, nice, lovely. So we're still south of Newcastle then, which is good. Yeah, I've only ever drove past Newcastle twice. We went to a place called Berwick-upon-Tweed, and we drove up the A1 to Berwick-upon-Tweed on holiday. So I've only ever drove it twice. So yeah, if I go somewhere, I remember it. So like I've been to Berwick-upon-Tweed, so I can tell you everything about that because I remember every little road that I drove down. But I've only ever drove up the A1, and you don't really see much. Yeah, Berwick were lovely, to be fair. It were really nice. I really enjoyed it. But we're going up to near Edinburgh next year, me and the wife, so that'll be fun. No, hang on a minute. Is that next? No, we're going this year. I don't even know, to be honest. She tells me to go somewhere and I just go. You know? She tells me to do something and I just do it. It's easy. The saying "happy wife, happy life" is 150,000,000% true. Yeah, but on Little Nav Map it says it's called Durham for some reason, which is weird. But let me have a look, and let me lock the view so you guys don't get motion sick with me turning my head every 3 seconds. Lock, right. Charts. Ooh, why is it zoomed in so much? That's horrific. That's hurting my eyes. Okay. Yeah, it is. Oh, hang on. Is the 2? I can't even spell Durham right. God almighty. T-side, 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 starts with a T. T-side International. Yeah. It's one of them weird little nav map glitches. I've noticed a few little nav map glitches, to be fair. There's... I know it's not relevant, but let me show you. So, where is it? So, Haverford, so this one here, look. Haverford, look. It's got runway 21 and 03. They're the wrong way around. Beccles over here is the same. Look, it's got runway 27 going that way and 09 going that way. I landed on the wrong runway once there, which was quite amusing. Quite funny. Alright, let's get rid of that. Quite comical. Yeah, I don't even know how to fix them. Like, look, not trying to cheat and look where I am or anything, but where are we? Look, Durham, look. Durham T Valley. Very strange. Right, we got anything from that? Ooh, we're getting a signal. No, oh Christ, what the hell am I getting a signal? Look, we're getting a signal. NDB for the win. I never understood why an NDB is called a non-directional beacon when it gives you a direction. It's very strange. Very strange, but we can use that now to track towards the airport. It doesn't give us any other information, which is a bit of a shame. With no DME equipment on this aircraft, which is a bit of a pain. We need to keep an eye on when we are near Newcastle. So let me... Where's the plane? There, let me turn that off. No, I didn't mean to do that, but anyway. Oh, I like Peterlee. I fly there quite a lot, obviously. So we're way off his course, but it doesn't really matter. We can go try and find the course, go up the coast, coming. Right, let's try and find the little gap. I'm just gonna set the trim, and I'm just gonna run to the bathroom really quick. So I've got it trimmed nice. That'll do. Then what we'll do is we'll try and find the gap then in the clouds to drop back down, and we'll have to go a little bit past them, a little bit further one than the other. Right, back in 30 seconds. Right, I'm back. Let's try and find a gap to get... Ooh, there's a gap. Not very big though, is it? Right. Let's get me... Hang on, I've got to get in the exact... Just got to recenter everything. Oh. Yeah, right, there we do. There was a gap out to sea, look. We'll have to go that way. Let's go out to sea. And then we'll see if we can draw. So since there's no radar on, can you... And, sure. Yeah, so if obviously just there's no control on or radar on, I can just enter the control zone. And then I can just give tower a call when I'm, you know what I mean, to like 5 minutes out or something like that. Long as I can't enter the ATZ. So I can enter... Right, let me just set a little bit less power, so we just start a nice descent here. So I can enter... Where are we? So I can enter this area here. Oh, crap, I can't click anything. So this blue area I can enter because there's nobody on, but this little circle here, this is the ATZ, which is what tower basically control, so I can't enter that. So my plan is to get sort of probably come up the coast or find where I am here somewhere, and then like orbit around here and then get clearance to enter the ATZ from tower, and then yeah, away we go. That's the plan anyway. Once we get below these clouds, and we can, yeah, once we get below them. So we'll go a little bit further out here, look. And then we'll descend through the edge of these clouds, and then, yeah, we'll come back underneath them. Hopefully. And we can use the NDB to find his way towards the aerodrome. Airport. Leaves a message. Just hope I don't mess up the landing with people watching. I normally do, to be fair. I am getting better at landing, so I actually concentrate a little bit more now when I'm doing it, so which helps. But now we've got quite a few lessons, and I wanted to make them... One thing that I've always wanted to do with VAX, the whole point of the virtual aero clubs and virtual air connect, virtual aviation community, was to give people information all in one place, but then to give people information in multiple formats. So I'm not a brilliant reader, I don't read very fast, and I hate reading, and I don't retain information from reading. So if I read something, you could make me read something 20 times, and yeah, the odd little bit here and there might stick in my head, but as a general rule of thumb, very little of it is retained. But if I watch a video, then I retain a lot more, you know. So the whole plan has always been to make the training material as interactive and immersive and as varied as possible. So I've already been working very hard on a brand new website, which is going to have all the training material. The problem was with the virtual aero clubs, it made sense to have all the training material on that site, because that's the only site that we had. So having it all on there made perfect sense. But now we have Virtual Air Connect as well, which is the IFR VA. Some of the training material does cover IFR things, and there is new people that want to fly IFR that are not interested in VFR, but maybe don't know what a squawk code is, or maybe don't know what a QNH is, or a transition altitude, and that's perfectly fine. We all have to learn. Nobody knows everything. We all have to learn. If you're brand spanking new to the sim aviation world, you won't know these things, and that's perfectly fine. And now what I wanted to do with the VAX was to have all the information in one place. So rather than you having to go hunting around for different bits of information, have it all in the one website. And when we just had the virtual aero clubs, it made sense. But now we're branching out into the VA, forcing people to sign up for the aero clubs just to access the trading materials a little bit stupid. So yeah, a brand new website's in the works. Virtual Aviation Community. You can check it out if you want to. It's virtualaviationcommunity.com. It's not finished, so some things work, some things don't work. The dark theme, for example, doesn't work, so don't click it. You can if you want to see, and you'll laugh when you see how bad it looks. But it's not finished yet. I've been working really hard on the website, getting it all right. There's going to be some mistakes. Nobody's perfect, and I mean, it's just going to act as like a centralized hub. And yeah, just training people, because flying online is quite scary if you don't know the phraseology. A lot of people fear saying the wrong thing, and it puts them off giving it a go. But yeah, we're here to help. That's the whole point. We want to encourage people to fly on IVAO, on VATSIM. We want to help people, I mean, feel confident and feel brave enough to give it a go. And yeah, that's what everything has always been about with VAX. The various different things with VAX. But yeah, yeah, it's going to be fun. It's just taking a lot of tags. I'm the only person that works on it all. So it's going to be fun, right? So we level with Sunderland. So there's a little bit of the coast that sort of goes in and then it comes out. So we're going to try and find that. We've got the NDB still working, so it's telling us it's over there, which is fine. What's he actually saying? West. I don't think it's west. No, it's more northwest, so that's not... I mean, I should set that. But it's fine, it doesn't really matter. But no, that's the aim, to have the whole new trading material, which I'm currently working on. I'm not an expert. I don't pretend to know everything. Nobody does. It's information that I've basically read, or I've listened to videos, and I've basically copied it, and wrote it down, and things like that. And just to put it all in the one place. I'm gonna have the videos explaining different bits and things as well. So yeah, it should be fun. Right, I better start concentrating on what I'm doing, aren't I? Should we tune the ATIS for Newcastle? See if we can pick it up. Should we try on COM 2? 118. 118. 38. Oh, way too fast. Oh, hang on, I can't do 38. Because the plane's been stupid. Where's the tablet? Right, I think it's in here, innit? Settings? No. Instruments? Yes. No. Maintenance? No. No. I'm sure there was a button in here to make it so you could do different radios. I must be mistaken. Right, so we should be getting somewhere close now. Look. So this is the. So we'll go up the river, then we'll follow the river down to the bridge, and then Okay, we'll have to use the old school way of getting the ATIS then, just by reading it, which sucks. So let me bring it on screen so we can all have a look at it. So information India, Newcastle, 29 for 10.50, bit out of date but never mind. Wind is 260 at 14 knots, varying 220 to 290, which will be at least 10 kilometers or more. Broken 2000. Temperature is 18, dew point is 14, QNH is 1008, which would put the transition level at 7.5. TA 6000, we're way below that. Runway 25 departing and arriving, and that is that. Nice. Let me get rid of that. So I am going to have that on the second monitor, I think, because I don't want to get too close to this gentleman's ATZ without clearance and be all naughty. So we may have to break some minimum laws here and go switch to IFR. I don't know if fog counts as a cloud. Does mist count as a cloud? What do you think? Mist count as a cloud? I don't think it does. It's mist, and if it was a cloud, it'd be called a cloud, wouldn't it? We can shut some of these thousands of tabs I've got open down as well. We just don't need them. That one can go, that one can go, that one can go. And we'll keep you. And we'll make the YouTube one small so I can see the chat, just in case one of you wonderful people wants to say something encouraging, like you're awesome, you're a brilliant pilot, virtual pilot, you're really nice, something along those sort of lines. Some sort of harbour coming up. I assume they must have a dock, must have like a port at Newcastle. Okay, nicely descending still. Like I say, we're gonna get. Yeah, I could do VFR, but sorry, SVFR, but I'd have to request that off approach or control, you know, to enter the control zone. So, because it's just the tower, he's not really supposed to be clearing me into the controlled airspace or anything like that. He'll just basically tying docks, lovely. He'll just basically be telling me to join the circuit in a certain direction and land sort of thing. Yeah, so we are a little bit of mist now, but yeah, we'll just deal with it. Have they got a big I don't know how to describe it, but have they got a big weird bridge at Sunderland? Because when we came back from Berwick, we ended up going a bit of a detour because there was a crash on the A1, sorry. And I'm pretty sure we came around the edge of Sunderland and we saw some like weird big bridge. Not sure what it was called. I remember at the time the wife googled it and we had a shed look and she told me what it was called, but I can't remember. I don't think it's in the sim because I went to go find it in the sim and I don't think I found it. It's quite annoying how a lot of things are not in the sim, which we would class as like important landmarks, but they're just not in there. Oh, it's like a whole different day now. Look at the weather here. It's like we've passed through the eye of the storm. It's like we've just gone through. We're in the circular area. Look, it's freaky. Okay, here's the river. So we've got to be 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle. Now I'm not sure what that is. But I don't think there's going to be... What's... Let me just Google it. Hang on. Let me Google. New tab. Highest building in Newcastle. It's 227 feet, so as long as I'm like 1,227 feet, I'm good. We're going to be just below 2,000 feet, and the speed, I need to concentrate on what I'm doing now. So as long as we're 1,000 feet above the highest obstacle within 600 meters of the plane, we're good in that respect. Now, I do like bridges. I watched a documentary on the Tyne Bridge. It was quite nice. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at them. I'll have to have a look at some pictures when I land. I'll let you know which one it was. It was like a big, I wouldn't say like a box on legs. A bit like the one at Conway, I think. Memory serves. I think so. Okay, so we'll get ourselves down to the bridge, and then we're going to call up Newcastle Tower, and we're going to get clearance to enter the ATZ. And we're going to get clearance to land. And then we may depart. Like, I've got nothing else to do today. I'm taking a break from doing the website stuff, to be honest, because I'm bored of doing it. I've been doing it constantly every day for like 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day for the last week and a half. And I'm a bit bored of doing it, so I thought today I might as well do some streams. And keep it fun. Have some fun doing what I enjoy doing the most. Because that's the whole thing that I don't get to do much, is fly VFR, ironically, which is quite comical since I run a VFR flying club. Just don't get a chance. Very nice though. Get that up there. Ooh, there's a lighthouse. Is that a lighthouse? It must be. Nice. Bit of industry down there, look. Quick Alexandra. Yeah, I'll have to have a look and Google these bridges when we land, and then we'll have a look while we have a chat about where we're going to go next, maybe. What's that weird thing there? Look, like a pole. It's like a weird Eiffel Tower. Very nice though. Nice big junction down there. It goes into a tunnel. Yeah, you don't notice this sort of thing when you're when you're doing an ILS approach, because you're not looking out the window, you're looking at the instruments. There's nothing wrong with that. I quite enjoy flying IFR as well as I enjoy flying VFR, but it's a whole set of different challenges. There's little boats over there. Look. Very nice. Let's follow the river a little bit more. See what we can see. Never in any rush to get anywhere. If you know me and you've seen me fly stream before, I'm not in any rush to get anywhere. We got plenty of fuel left, so probably will refuel though at Newcastle before we head back out somewhere. Very pretty. Ooh, big boat, big ship. Not boat, it's a ship, isn't it? Something big there, look. Or in some sort of dry dock. Yeah, something in a dry dock there, look. It's hurting my head, so I'm going to unlock the camera and I'm going to use the mouse to turn and show you stuff rather than having to turn with the tracker, yeah? Yeah, there's the thing, look. So, a ship in a dry dock there. Not sure what sort of ships to make at Newcastle. Old port. Well, we got his own personal tour guide. I do genuinely appreciate the information, because it's nice to know what you're looking at sometimes, you know. It's nice to know what you're looking out the window at. What's that thing there? Like, that's a bit weird, isn't it? Yellow thing, we like a. There's another yellow thing there, look. Quite cool. Oh, nice. High risers. Right, should we give Newcastle a call? Let's check the ATIS again, so we just make sure we have the latest one, which is now India. Okay, here we go. Newcastle Tower, good afternoon. Aero 3 Quebec. Just overhead the Tyne Bridge, requesting clearance to enter the ATZ and land at Newcastle.
Aero 3 Quebec, Newcastle Tower, very good afternoon to you. Information current is India QNH 1008. Join the left downwind runway 25, not above altitude 1,500 feet.
Enter the ATZ, not above altitude 1,500 feet. QNH is 1008, and India is current. Aero 3 Quebec, thank you. See, nice and simple. Doesn't matter if you're not perfect. It's one of those things where people get so het up about saying the exact right thing. I mean, be word for word perfect, and it doesn't make any. Why is my camera so zoomed in? I thought I froze that. I mean, it's like nobody's that bothered. It's like people get so het up about saying the exact right thing. And it's like, just enjoy it, you know. Just have fun. It's like you're not gonna end the world if you say something wrong, you know. It's like I know that wasn't perfect. I know I should have said that I had India. I know I should have probably said the QNH, but it just doesn't matter, you know. It's just for fun. As long as you're somewhere, as long as you know what each other means. I mean, that's what really matters, really. It's a bit different when you're controlling, because when you're controlling, you try to adhere to a certain standard, and I suppose when you're flying, you try to adhere to a certain standard too, at a certain level of realism. I get that, you know. It's like you're trying to be realistic in a sense that you try to say everything right, but listen to real pilots on YouTube. They're not robots, you know. Everybody makes mistakes, doesn't say something, and even the best ones, you know, like on YouTube, sometimes mess up the RT, and nobody's like yelling at them and telling them they've got a phone number to contact and stuff, you know. Right, anywho, rant over. Newcastle Tower entering the ATZ on the south east side, 1,200 feet. Aero 3 Quebec. So there's the airfield there.
Quebec, Roger, report final number 1.
Report final number 1, Aero 3 Quebec. Okay, so that's the airfield there. We turn track IR back on. Right. So let's position ourselves on the downwind. Let's just go for the base, actually. So if we go straight at that NDB for a little bit, try and weave our way through these houses a little bit, look. So it's a 3 degree, so right, 3 or 4 degrees, so we're going to be 300, let me get this right in my head, 300 feet per mile. We want to be about 1.5 miles. We want to be about 500 feet. How do we know we're a mile and a half? You don't really. It's just you just get used to looking at it, you know. Like we're a little bit too close here, but we can do a 4° in the 152, which is about 400. It's about 800. We can slow right down. We don't have to land right on the numbers. We can land a little bit further down. We're only small. We can get some flaps down. Let's make a turn. Let's still keep descending though. Bit of a sharp turn, I know, but again, it is what it is. Yeah, we're very high, but again, we don't have to land on the very first bit. We can land halfway down if we need to. It's not an issue. And we file on runway 25, Aero 3 Quebec. Is it 25 or is it 24? No, it's 25, isn't it? It's 25 and 07.
Aero 3 Quebec, watch the surf from the 26 degrees at 14 knots, variables between 22 degrees and 290 degrees, runway 25, clear to land.
Roger, thank you, runway 25, clear to land, Aero 3 Quebec. Right, don't mess it up. Don't mess it up. We're going a bit too fast. Let's lose some power. We're below 85 knots. Let's get the flaps out. Let's put a bit of power back in to help with the flaps. We're like nose diving down to the ground. We're now too low according to the pappies, but it's all good. We've got a bit of strong wind. It's about 20 knots according to the little nav map, but it is coming straight at us. So we're going to go about a little bit more power, little bit of power. Get my feet on the rudder pedals because I can't use the rudder pedals all the time just to kill my legs. We're just going to add a little bit of power. Little bit of power. We're sort of floating, but I'm not overly bothered. Little bit of rudder just to straighten up, and we're going to slam it into the deck. Slam. No, we're floating. We're floating. I knew I would since you're watching. And oh, that was rough. But we're down. We're on the back. We're on the back wheels there. We're down again. Okay, that was dreadful. But that wind is like 26 knots, it says. But it is straight down the runway. That was an embarrassing landing, but nobody's perfect. I should have gone about 65 to 70 knots, to be fair. And that would have given me a little bit more control, because I was way too slow, because I weren't really paying enough attention. It's not this one, it's the next one, isn't it? Yeah, I've not seen one before, so it must be the next one. Yes, it's going to be this one here, I think. On the left.
I would agree to that, make a next left Foxtrot taxi stand of choice in the GA. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Turning on the left, and any stand we want. Thank you. Aero 3 Quebec. Nice. Rightio, we're here. Newcastle. You can just feel that wind blowing me. It's hitting the rudder lock. It's hitting the tail of the plane. It's just pushing me to the right. But that's no controls there. Engine's cut. Look at that. That's how strong the wind is. I hate the wind. The wind's like my nemesis, especially when I'm at work. Right, let's park here. This one looks like a nice one. And then we're into the wind as well, which is good. Nice! Okay, we are down. Put the parking brake on this time. Just leave the engine running for a second. Let's lock the view. Well, I enjoyed that. Right, let's Google some of these bridges. Let's have a look. Right. YouTube. Queen Alexandra Bridge. Let's copy that in. No, I don't think it was that one. Right, let's have a look at the other one. Let's have a new tab. Why not? No, I don't think it was that one either. Let's have a look at this one. No, I don't think it was that one either, you know. Right, hang on. Right. This was about, 2 years ago, bear in mind. Right, we came past Newcastle. We must have been on this one. We must have come down this one. We must then have come down here, because we came down the A19, and the A19 goes all the way down, because I don't know if it will work, to Selby. So I remember the A19. We came around, so it must have been somewhere. It was quite industrial, and it was right next to the road. It must have been. We must have come there, and then we came down. So it must have been somewhere around here. Must have been. That's it. That's the one. Yeah, not a box at all, were it? Yeah, so we were there, so yeah, that one then there, look. T Newport Bridge. Yeah, that's it. Look at that. Now, in it strange that I can remember that, right? But I forget people's birthdays and people's names. But a road that I drove down 3 years ago, 2 years ago, I can remember the exact route I took. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm a weirdo. What can I say? I enjoyed that. Should we do another one? Should we fly back, or should we fly somewhere else? Or I can't decide what to do. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom. I'll have to get another drink because my throat is quite dry. We've all been talking, but we could go. East is a no-no because there's a weather front coming in. We could change to IFR and do something IFR, I suppose. Maybe. Oh, decisions. I tell you what, I'll leave you looking out the window. I'm going to go and get myself a drink. Let me just turn these lights off. Let me just shut the engine off. Turn the battery. Go away, you. I hate that thing. Cut the fuel. Yeah, we could do. We have got some. I have got. And I'm getting a message. EGCJ. Right. Stand. Yeah, we could do. Where the hell's EGTR? Let's have a look. F4 and then EGTR. Does it turn western? Oh, it's Elstree. So it's there, and then where else did he say? See, that rings a bell, but my memory's rubbish. Roads that I drove down. Cambridge, okay. So they're going from there to there, up with Essex radar. Oh, another option that I was thinking of. Another option is if we go to the Aero Club's website and I log in, we can, then if we go here, if we go to Newcastle and then EGNT. No, I can't even type EGNT. Click search. We've got a couple of routes in the ATR that we could do for Eastern Airways, I think it is. So we could do, yeah, Eastern Airways in the ATR, yeah. So we could do an ATR flight, or we could join. Let me just ask him how long. What time you depart? I can't even spell departing question mark. We might have time to fly down in the ATR and then do that in there, maybe. Who knows? What I time? Too many options, isn't there? Too many options. Light of Newcastle could be fun. Yeah, definitely. Should we just do... let's see what he says when he messages me back. Are you the Jake he's flying with, Jake? Or is it another Jake? If it is you and him, what time are you going to depart, do you know? Matteo. I'll be back after lunch, but he didn't specify how long he was going to be gone for lunch, and I don't want to have you all just sat at your bored crapless for 20 minutes, half an hour, you know. But I do sort of fancy flying somewhere else, but the weather conditions are not exactly lending themselves to BFR, so we could switch to IFR. I'll tell you what we're gonna do, right? Is I'll end this stream, so we still sat about bored waiting for half an hour, right? And then I'll go, because I'm gonna go down and get a drink myself. Screw it, I'll just leave the stream open, and then if you wanna stay and just wait 10 minutes, you can, and if you don't, then you don't have to, and you can do whatever you want. He's not told me your time, so let's go back to the menu. Now, hopefully Flight Sim won't crash. Sometimes Flight Sim does crash when I try and go back to the menu, so we'll have to see if it'll behave itself today. Sometimes it even crashes when I go back to the menu and I try and go into another flight. And then we'll have to change the description of the video, I suppose, because we're not flying out of Sherburn anymore now, are we? Right, can I change the description Yeah, should we take the Neo or should we take the ATR? And then, yeah, I think that's probably. I ain't done an ATR flight in ages. They're right at the top, I think. Should we do an ATR one? Or should we wait and should we join the other guys doing the VFI in a little bit? I think we're just going to wait, to be fair. Yeah, ATR's really nice. I do like it. But I'm quite torn, because flying with other people is much more fun than flying by myself. Even though I'm having a wonderful time chatting to you lot, it's still much more fun. I don't really know where ATRs park. They all look like jets. Never got that one. Is that Eastern or is that... Yeah, that's Eastern. Yeah, there's too many options. That's the problem with everything, isn't it? But I would like to fly with a group rather than fly on my own, you know. So I think maybe that might be the thing to do. Is just to wait until they're ready to fly and then fly with them and then stream that, because that'll be much more fun. And he said they might even get a Stansted radar on as well, which would be good. So yeah, I think that's going to be the plan. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end this stream, and then I'm going to stream again later on when I'm doing the other flight. So if you want to do whatever it is you've got to do, so you know if I'm going to stream again, I'll just check back in half an hour or whatever, and we will we'll do that. And if enough of you want to see me go in the ATR, then we'll go in the ATR another day, you know. Not a big, not a problem at all. Right, thank you very, very much for watching. They parked at the terminal. Oh, nice, thank you. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, all that nonsense. Remember virtualaviationcommunity.com. That's the new landing page for the Virtual Aero Clubs, Virtual Air Connect. Maybe a little under 30 minutes. Yeah, okay. Right, so yeah, it says in about half an hour, so I'm going to take a quick break for half an hour myself, and then I'm going to come back and we'll do the little VFR flight, and we'll have them with us as well, so it should be much more fun. Might even get another controller on. But right, thank you. I'm just waffling now. Thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I will speak to you all hopefully in about half an hour, 40 minutes. Bye for now. How do I